I'm Mel Kiper Jr. He's Todd McShay. Welcome to our draft laboratory for 2011. We're going to talk quarterbacks. See the big board. Todd's a little higher on Jake Locker than I am. I'm a little higher on Cam Newton than Todd is. But we're going to break it down. We're going to have categories for these quarterbacks. In addition to what you see from the big board, we're going to start out, Todd, with the quarterback you feel has the biggest upside.
First of all, what is upside? To me, it's the player that 2-3 years down the road, we're going to say he's the best of this class. And that's why I'm going to go with Blaine Gabbert from Missouri. I think the two areas that are most important when evaluating a quarterback, the football intelligence and accuracy. And I think he excels in both areas, especially, you look at his numbers, the percentages aren't great, but when you watch him on tape, guys in his face, throwing accurately, very impressive. I think Gabbert's going to be the best of this whole bunch.
I'm going to go with Cam Newton for upside. And I think when you look 2 or 3 years down the road, he could be the best of this group. Why? Because he has everything you want physically. He has the arm, he has the size, he has the mobility. But beyond that, Todd, he dealt with distractions better than any quarterback I've ever seen. And when you think about winning, okay, you win at college, you win in the NFL normally. This kid won at junior college, he won at Auburn. He, to me, is the quarterback that has the biggest upside. Now we go, Todd, to the quarterback who presents the biggest risk. Where are you going with that?
You know the term, boom or bust. And I think with Cam Newton, you have the boom, which you mentioned, but you also have a lot of potential for bust. 1 year playing at that major college level, a system that doesn't translate very well to the NFL, and then all of the off-the-field issues that scouts are kind of scurrying through and trying to figure out. Is it a maturity issue? Is it a discipline issue? How is he going to handle being a pro? I think Cam Newton is the biggest risk of this group.
I'm going to go for risk of Ryan Mallett. I think Ryan Mallett, look at size, imposing size, phenomenal arm. He can make all the throws. The issues with me, the red flag with me is the end of that Alabama game, the interceptions, the meltdown, and the same thing in the Ohio State game, the bowl game, with the interception when he had a chance to get his team in the end zone and win that football game. To me, when you look at a Ryan Mallett, sloppy mechanics when he gets outside the pocket, that long stride in the pocket, no question his arm strength, no question his size, but I think there are a few red flags. How about under the radar, Todd?
Well, he's no longer under the radar. We both have him sitting at number 5, but I would say Andy Dalton. When you look at how far he's progressed, bigger, stronger. You go back to the Fiesta Bowl a year ago, struggled in that pressure moment, but then he plays in the Rose Bowl and absolutely takes over the game, was dialed in. He's accurate. He can make all the throws. You don't usually get a starting quarterback from day 2, our new day 2, the second, third round range, but I think you can get Andy Dalton as a second or third rounder, and maybe 5-6 years from now, you're looking at a guy like Jake Plummer, who's a good starter. You get it at a great value.
Todd, when do we usually agree? Very rarely, but we do here. I think under the radar, Dalton, you say, well, TCU, how's he under the radar? Well, as quarterbacks go, He was expected when the year started to maybe be down the line. But he elevated his team, won. Again, a winner, added 35 pounds to his frame since he came to TCU as a freshman. And I think a kid who has the intangibles to be a guy who goes second or third round but develops into a very effective starting quarterback. Obviously, Combine coming up. We're going to tweak this board a little bit. We'll see how these guys do when their numbers come in and their workouts are concluded. But here's how we see the quarterbacks as we speak right now.